Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is Star Season 2, Episode 1, and this is the season premiere, and the name of this episode, The Winner Takes It All. This was a really good episode, and I say Star came back with a bang just like Empire, and I'm loving how they're having Empire and Star cross into each other, because you saw that Carlotta made an appearance in Empire, and I'm going to talk about who makes an appearance in this episode. Alright, so pretty much a lot went down, and I'm going to try to group everything, but this was a really good episode because this is the aftermath of what happened, and we come to find out, remember on the season finale, we saw that Hunter and Ava got shot up when they were in bed together, and Hyle actually discovers them, and Hyle breaks down and everything. The next thing you know, we see another gun come up from behind him, and we also see that Hyle got killed as well. So there were 3 murders, and we see Arlene, who's Hunter's mom. She's out there in the press, doing this grief stuff. She's stricken down because her son is dead, and she's trying to imply that Star has something to do with it because we see her talking to the detective, and it she probably done gave the detective some too, because she's pretty much saying that she's killed before, she has a history. And that she's this and she's that, so you need to look into her. And we actually see that the detective comes to talk to Star about the murder of what's that boy's name? I just said it. Hector. I'm sorry. I think it is Hector. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. Just having a brain fart. Well, the detective starts talking to Star, and they actually have a video, home video of him, of when, Simone and Star attacked him after he had beat Star up, and in self-defense, Simone kicked his ass, and then got Star, and then Star took the crowbar and broke his hand that he plays football with. So pretty much he was done, and the detective actually showed this video to Star, and then started bringing up Star's past and all that, and Star was like, "Oh, okay, you got your evidence, I got mine. I got receipts, baby. I got every bruise that motherfucker gave me, and how many times he beat my ass. And as far as my past, ever since I was 12, I was dealt with a whole bunch of creeps and a whole bunch of messy individuals that I had to go through. And I be damned, I'ma let you put this on me when I was the victim here. I'm just mad that I didn't." She's like, "I had nothing to do with him, but that man was gonna kill me. So what are you talking about?" And we see that Star breaks down because she really did love him, but the guy was crazy and he was controlling, and he started to literally beat the crap out of her. So we saw that situation going on with Star, and then we even get a scene where she runs into Arlene, and Arlene is talking about, "I'm gonna make sure you pay for what you did to my boy," and she's like, "You know what? I didn't kill your son, but I wish I did." And I was like, "You better get her, Star." And we just see Arlene just like, because they both were on the red carpet wearing red dresses, and they all doing a photo out together, and the whole time they're going back and forth. She's like, "Listen here, you little bitch. I'm about to ruin you, just like you tried to ruin my son. And he was fine until he started messing with your sorry ass and all this shit." And pretty much, Star was like, "Look here, your son wasn't no damn saint, and I got proof. I got paper feeds of him abusing me, and I will ruin your little precious son's reputation if you keep on starting shit." And she says, "And by the way," and that's when she said, "Oh, by the way, I didn't kill your son, but I wish I did." And I'm like, "You better get her, Star," because Arlene is a simple bitch. Because we even seen, like in the season finale, she was talking shit to Hyle, saying that, "Oh yeah, they coming for you now. Those people who you robbed, they coming for your ass." But yet the assassin came and killed, and killed your son and killed Ava. Yeah, boo boo, you ain't laughing now, are you? Now, pretty much also as far as Alex's situation, Alex has had a miscarriage, of the baby. And Derek right now is paralyzed, and she's moving in with Derek. And we see that her and Derek, they're still close, but there's still some type of distance there because they haven't talked about the miscarriage or the baby. And Alex just doesn't want to talk about it at all. Later on, we find out why, which I'm definitely going to get to. And we also noticed that so pretty much we see that that's going on in her situation between her and Derek, and like she's completely dependent on Derek, and Star is like, oh my God, he's such a distraction. You're making it all about him. We need to be about this music. It need to be about us advancing our careers. And we see that Star is still up to the same type of shit she was in season 1, using her box to sway powerful men, because they've been on this label since they won the competition. They've been on this label for 5 months, and they haven't had any success. So she screws the head of the label, saying that they can get an album out, and if they can get an album out and can get a tour, she can help out Simone, because we come to find out Simone is in a juvenile detention center because she was smoking weed in school, and Carlotta was not granted custody because Carlotta has a record. Because if you saw season 1, we see that Carlotta robbed a store, to try to get money to abort her baby, but she ended up having Cotton. And we also know that Hyle is the father of Cotton, but now Hyle's dead. So we pretty much got that going on. And then as far as Simone ends up in a detention center, and there's these 2 girls that look like some savage grease monkeys who are bullying her. They robbed her of her shoes and, pulled out a knife, said they was going to stab her up, and she didn't give it up. And we see that Simone is just going through hell at that place, and she was saying that, I would give anything to get the hell out of here because this place is hell. And plus Simone is upset, because Carlotta is still trying to be that parent to her, to be that strong advisor, but she's upset because due to the fact that Carlotta has a record, she couldn't keep her, and now she's still a part of the state. And because she had that violation at school for smoking weed, they threw her in the detention center, and she's just going through hell. Next I'm gonna talk about is Carlotta. Carlotta, as we now know, is now the manager of the group, which is called Big Trouble, and she's trying to meet up with A&R, to try to get some work done, because they've been on the label for 5 months. They haven't been able to get a hit or anything like that. They've been working with their producers, and their producers don't know what to do with them. And so she finally runs into Mr. Howell, and she finally meets up with him, and, he's kind of like trying to blow her off or whatever. And he's like, look, your girls really ain't all that great. They ain't all that talented. But hey, I saw Star the other night, and she pretty much kind of put on my ear that she wanted to do an album and get it out there so they can go on tour. But at the end of the day, I need hits, and I need this international feel. And if you ain't getting the international feel, then you ain't got nothing for me. And Carlotta makes the aim that, she pretty much makes the decision that, look, we can give you a hit, but let us do it with our own producers and do it our own way, because your producers at the label that you sent to us can't give us a hit, so let us create our own hit. So, and she said she'll get it to him by tomorrow. They go, so pretty much Carlotta is working it out. They pretty much, when it comes down to working, since Simone's a part of the group, they can get her out of the detention center to go do work, but then they got to send her back. And due to the fact that, Simone has got some notoriety, because she has some notoriety being a part of the group, I think that's also the main reasons why these, mean girls are coming after her inside the detention center. So they pretty much are working on the song, and we see that Alex is getting back into her group as being an arranger and a producer, because let's just put it down there. Like, Alex is like the most talented girl of the group. She's like a female Quincy Jones. Homegirl knows how to make a hit and knows how to make beats. She gets ideas and she just puts them together, because they actually got the idea because they were having trouble at the studio, as far as creatively. So Carlotta's like, well, maybe what's going to help you is that we kind of reached the block right now. You guys should go out and have fun, because me and Mary used to do that a lot. When we were blocked, we just go on party and then it would come to us. So they go to a club along with, because we actually also saw Cotton, you know, we saw from the season finale, was arrested, and we come to find out Elliot, the guy that she robbed from, the guy she robbed the $20,000 from, was the one who turned her in. So she went in and did time or whatever, and she talked about how bad she had it in jail. You know, the girls were abusing her and doing stuff, so she had to go to the men's jail. She go to the men's jail. The men are some savage motherfuckers. They all licking her and looking at us like, well, why don't you come visit me tonight, mama? And they were just doing all this stuff, and then she gets in the jail with this dude, and the dude's just looking like, oh yeah, we good. Welcome home. And we come to find out she actually knew the guy. His name is Guy, and Guy always had her back, you know, and plus, she definitely had his front, if you know what I mean. Mushroom tip. So, we know that, Cotton's a hustler. And she's saying that, look, you got that, we also come to find out that, to post Cotton's bail, Carlotta had to mortgage the salon and also her house in order to get her out. So Cotton is now on this thing, I need to come up with a scheme to get this money. And we come to find out that Hayo had left, his car, and she gave the car to Cotton, and Cotton was like, she's going to sell it to help get the money to, so she can pay the mortgage back. But she's like, oh no, you ain't selling that car. That's a part of your father, and you're a hustler just like him. And she's like, no, Mom, I'm a hustler just like you, because we know Carlotta is a hustler, and we're gonna see how much of a hustler she is by the end of this episode. But bear with me, I'm gonna get to that. So we see that Cotton actually gets her job back at the club, doing what she do, and she pretty much gets like a customer who wants a private dance. Tell me why the motherfucker is Elliot. Tell me some, welcome home, baby. She slapped the living shit out of his ass and walked out. I was like, that's what you do, Cotton, because that motherfucker was grimy. You knew she took the money, so you had her arrested, and then you're going to gloat, because now you're going to gloat like, come on and dance for me, mama. Welcome home. She went in, and I was like, there's going to be more to that story, because I really do think there's definitely more to that. So we definitely have to stay tuned to see what's going on with that one. But then there was also a scene at the club where, Cotton and homegirl, I forgot her name, but she's she's pretty much a part of the crew, and she's also in transition, just like Cotton is. And this, thug dude started trying to mac at them or whatever, and she's like, look, we're not interested. So dude started getting all disrespectful, calling them bitches, and, you bitches ain't all that. I could get a better bitch on me any day. Y'all some scallywags, and y'all some sponges, and we're just talking big crap. And then Cotton was ready to fight him, but it was like, no, girl, you on probation. I got this. And the next thing you know, that girl went away, and a straight up dude came out. It's like, I'll beat your ass, bitch, if you keep on messing with me. Keep on talking, and we gonna see who gonna be walking, and it ain't gonna be you. You feel me? And then all of a sudden, old thug dude was like, walked away. I was like, got the shock of your life. And she's like, I'm getting sick of these bullying ass niggas always trying to mess with somebody. But I was so here for that, shot out, And, oh, by the way, Amaya Scott, you looking good, girl. Yes. So it was cool to see her back. And then they also had a scene like once Carlotta got out, Alex is moving in, and her mother's with her. I think her mother's name is Diane. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. And her mother's like, oh my God, you guys need to upgrade badly. Is there lights on this couch? She is so bougie, she can't help it. But then she tells her that, look, we're throwing a little homecoming, get together for Cotton. You should come. She actually goes, and we actually see she's chilling with Derek's grandma, and Derek's grandma is a turn-up queen. She always got her weed and always got her drink. They're up there chatting it up, and she up there eating chicken wings and just enjoying herself. And all of a sudden, when I was going to go check on her, I'm like, Mom, are you eating chicken wings? She's like, oh yes, they are divine, darling. I was like, you go, Miss Diane. And then also while we're at Collins Get Together, you know, Derek's there, you know, because they're having it at Derek's house. You know, Derek's there and everything, and you know, Miss Bruce is there doing what she do. As a matter of fact, they showed Miss Bruce earlier doing this little girl's head, and this girl was screaming her head off. And like, you know, Carlotta's on the phone, and she can't barely hear because this girl is screaming like she is being tortured, you know, and she's trying to braid her hair. She's like, hold still, little girl, you know, I got to get this braid right. And then, the mother's like, well, you know, my daughter is, I mean, you need to be careful with her, Bruce, because you know my daughter's tender-headed. She's like, no, honey, your daughter is not tender-headed. She's nappy-headed. There's a difference. Oh, Miss Lawrence is playing the hell out of Miss Bruce, and I'm so here for him, though. So shout out to Miss Lawrence. Next thing you know, the damn mother pushed his ass and knocked that wig off and took her daughter and left. I was like, Miss Bruce don't know when to stop. And then we also see that Star's been having dreams about having, you know, Hector's baby. And if I'm saying his name wrong, correct me. It sounds like Hector, but I could be wrong. But she's thinking about having his baby and everything like that. And then like Miss Bruce is like, well, that tells you right there's a bad omen. It's kind of like a crazy thing when you start dreaming about babies. And she was like, Bruce, shut up. You know, because her and Miss Bruce are always going back and forth. But that was funny. But then, also going back to Carlotta's homecoming, we see that Derek's uncle shows up. And we know Derek's uncle is very militant. And we definitely see that him and Alice have gotten close since you know, she, you know, performed with them at another family cookout. But then, when he saw Cotton and started seeing pretty much seeing the LGBTQ up in there, he had to flip out. He's like, cuz, yo, you're like, nephew, why you tell me you had this kind of crap going on, man? I ain't with this, man. I'm going in the house. I ain't with this. And then like all of a sudden Bruce was like, well, okay then, Unc. I was like, wow. So we see that the uncle is homophobic, and probably they're gonna get to that probably more down the line, maybe. Who knows? But we see that the uncle wasn't okay with Cotton, you know, with the gays or the transsexuals. He you know, he was not for it at all. Let's see. Also, while they were at the club, they see this guy named Noah, who's this R&B singer, and he's played by Luke James. You know, shout out to Luke James. He comes in there, and the dude is very arrogant, but he's a great singer. They say it's like, it's like, you know, Maxwell and Marvin Gaye having a baby. That's how much of a great artist he is. But he's also a producer. So they go to but when he first came in there, he literally just pushed the shit out of Star. So he's very arrogant, and he thinks that the sun rises and sets on his ass. So pretty much what happened is that Star gets a bottle of champagne and goes over there to try to mosey and talk to him. And then all of a sudden, you know, here it is. Alice like, here I go, back to my job, babysitting bitches, talking about Star's ass. So she goes over there with her. Dude is like, you know, saying like, dang girl, if you just want to sleep with me, just tell me. You know, there's room for one more. I always can make room for another girl. And then just kind of like we're just in his own cocky mode. He got this stripper up in his face. He's just turning up. And, you know, Star was like, excuse me, bitch, could you get off of him and let us have a conversation? So old girl ends up leaving. So she's trying to get him to be a producer or whatever, but obviously he ain't here for all that. He's just worried about getting his rocks off. So Star begins to read him his rights. It's like, you know what? Ain't nobody heard nothing from you in a long time. At least if you produce our song, it would give you some notoriety. It can make people question, where the hell have you been? But all we see where you've been is just been in, you know, booths watching ass cheeks in your face, and you ain't got nothing else going for yourself. So since you don't want to do shit for us, and you obviously are too preoccupied, we're leaving. And she took the bottle back, and he was like, you gonna take the bottles? I thought it was a gift. She's like, oh no, boo-boo, it was an exchange. So you didn't give me nothing, so you don't get nothing. Deuces! Walked off. I was like, I was here for Star at that moment. That was real. Now, towards the end of the episode, we get a lot of revelations. And we come to find out the reason why Alex won't talk about the miscarriage. She won't even talk about it with Derek. And even Star even tried to encourage her, you need to talk to him about it. You both lost a child. We come to find out she didn't lose the child. She had an abortion. And she has been wrapped with guilt throughout the entire time. And nobody knows this, that she actually aborted the baby. She didn't lose it. She ended it. Because, you know, Derek right now is paralyzed, and she's caring for Derek, and, you know, she's pretty much made the decision that, look, it's either going to be Derek or the baby, and she chose Derek, and she terminated the pregnancy, and plus her career is starting to rise, and, you know, if she gets pregnant, you know, that's going to stifle their career and them moving forward. So, we also see that they finally get the song together. They go to Mr. Holland, and even like Carlisle was like, oh yeah, I can't stand him with his Mike Epps wannabe looking ass. And that was hilarious, you know. So they actually go to see him. They play the song for him, and it's called Bad Bitch. And this song is hot. It definitely has an international flair, and the little video sequence they had with it was on point. They did their thing, but then he drops a bomb on them like, this is what I needed from y'all 5 months ago. And she's like, well, it's good. We got it now. He's like, it don't matter. Because I just got fired, you know, as being the head of the label. And he was like, have you heard of the Floyd family? And she's like, yeah, they're notorious. She's like, well, his daughter is now the head of the label. And she's like, oh, really? And she's like, and then like, Mr. Holland was like, yeah. And as far as the daughter, she is a bad bitch. And pretty much walked off. And then Carlotta asked Alex, because, you know, her father is a music legend, so everybody knows who Alex is. Even Noah knew who she was. And she's like, oh yeah, I know about her. She's tough. So we see that Carlotta tries to you know, make good with Iyanla. Yeah, I think her name is Iyanla, I think. If I'm wrong, correct me. But we see who she goes to see. She goes to see Lucius. She goes to see Jamal Lyon. He's at this resort with you know, with Carol. Him and Carol going back and forth because, you know, Carol's a damn mess. And of course, you know, Carlotta has history, you know, with the Lions. You know, especially Lucius, because they used to sing backup for him back in the day. Her and Mary. So she's like, you know what? I'm about to go to New York. You know, I actually need a favor, you know, cashed in from the Lions, so I'm gonna go talk to them. And she thought she was gonna go see Lucius, but she ends up seeing Jamal. And Jamal pretty much sets it up for her to talk to Iyanla. And Iyanla is played by none other than Michael Michelle, great actress. And she is one stone cold bitch, because she begins to read Carlotta her rights. She's like, first of all, honey, I know about your group, and I don't appreciate you trying to, you know, you know, slip your way in here, trying to use the Lions to get to meet with me. You know what? Your people will get, like, when, you know, if you really want a meeting with me, you can go through my assistants, and maybe, just maybe, I'll entertain you. And she's like, oh, and Carlotta, don't ever try this shit with me again. I was like, oh, this bitch is evil as hell. You know, and like Jamal was even trying to step in. It's like, come on, girl, she's good people. What you doing? He's like, See, one thing I don't like is being blindsided, and you have totally blindsided me with this little thing by trying to come meet with me when I'm trying to get my relax on. So yeah, we see that the new head of the label is a complete bitch, and she don't give a damn about them. You know, she know about the group, but they ain't doing nothing for them, and they just sitting there collecting dust. When Carlotta is trying to move their career forward, she's just sitting there doing whatever. So yeah, so we definitely, towards the end of the episode, we get a revelation that that Alex actually, you know, she actually terminated the pregnancy. But then we also get another revelation. We actually see that because we all know that that Hector and Ava got killed, but also Hyle. The question is, because at first I was thinking that, you know, the actual assassin, you know, the same assassin that killed Ava and Hector is also who killed Hyle. Oh no, we come to find out Hyle was murdered by fucking Carlotta. And that was a fucking spin. Like, yo, you murdered the father of your child. What the hell was possessed you to do that shit? So I think we're going to get more into that as to why Carlotta killed Hyle. But yeah, that's what I have, y'all. So if I missed anything, put it down in the comments. I'd love to talk to you about it. But yes, subscribe to my channel. Click that bell to get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, I've started a GoFundMe. Please check out my link. It's in the description box. But like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I will be back with the next episode of Star. And I'm now on to do Greenleaf. So until next time, everybody, take care.